Alrighty, hello, folks. It has been quite some time, but welcome back to a stage production that can be attended to for free with unlimited seating, but you get what you pay for. Tonight's production is going to be a long-awaited continuation of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney's Spirit of Justice. And the curtain will rise on our heroes' struggles and their journeys once again. But first, allow me a few moments of your time for some pre-stream announcements. First of all, hello! If this is the first time that you have stumbled across this channel in any way, shape, or form, welcome! My name is Beastcat/Robert, depending on how you want to address me. I am the streamer, I am the player, I am your host, and I am your particular guide through this particular playthrough of this particular game. So, as I had just said, it has been a while since we've done this. It's been about 3 weeks. To a month. And I apologize about that. Kind of. I just... playing this game sometimes takes a little bit more motivation out of me than some of the other games that I'm playing. But I am well rested, I am of sound mind, and I'm ready to go. So we're at least going to get through the next investigation section today. That being said, of course, as always with these streams, they do technically contain spoilers because I'm playing the game. So if you have not played Spirit of Justice yet and you do not wish to be spoiled, and you somehow still clicked on this video regardless, then please make your way to the exit. I'd hope to see you again at a future time. For those of you who have stayed, in terms of major announcements, don't have any right now. I guess the only thing that I can announce is that over the past 3 weeks or so, we have been doing some stuff over on Chris's channel during the weekends, and we've been starting a stream series of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. So if you haven't checked that out already, definitely go and check out that playthrough. In other news, not really anything out of the ordinary for right now. So let us pop right into it, shall we? Hello, this is what I look like. My hair is blue. I love it. This is the face that you're going to be seeing as I watch through and play through the game with you guys. First of all, let me just... No. There we go. Because we are done with the court section for now. We must go on to investigation section day 2. So, without further ado, and hopefully everything is working, let us continue on. So we narrowly escaped death per the oh god, what's the act called? Basically the act that if your client is found guilty, the attorney is receives the same punishment. And Maya was unfortunately officially found guilty, but we had kind of a double-edged sword saving grace, because another murder was discovered, and she's being accused for that as well. So I guess they can't carry out a sentence until all murders are you know, the accused is figured out. So yeah, can't kill somebody until they have every single sentence known to man pushed on them, apparently. But we get a second chance, and hopefully we don't spoil it. May 11th, 1:03 p.m. Temple. What do I do now? I can't believe Maya and I were actually found guilty. This trial need not be drawn out any longer. The defense has failed to counter the charge filed by the prosecution. In accordance with the law, I invoke the Defense Culpability Act against the defense. Now then, this court finds the accused Maya Fey, and the defendant, Maya, or the accused, Phoenix Wright. Yeah, we got the letters and everything. Mr. Wright! Albie! I saw the whole trial. What's going to happen to Miss Maya now? I'm worried about that too. But right now... I have one more thing to report, Prosecutor Samani. Yes? This dagger. It bears the fingerprints of Maya Fey on it. Right now, I need to focus on the next trial. The murder of Acolyte Zealot, right? At least the jury is still on that one, so to speak. The two murders are most likely connected. If I can get to the bottom of Acolyte Zealot's murder, it might give me the ammunition I need to overturn Maya's guilty verdict. Let me help you investigate. I want to assist you in any way I can. I appreciate it, Albie, but we're talking about a murder. Yeah, but it's going to be hard for a foreigner to investigate this on his own. You have a point there. I wish I knew what to do. Isn't that your benevolence? Princess Rafa? Oh, it is you again. The dead lawyer walking, guilty of abetting a murderer under the Defense Culpability Act. She hasn't lost any of her charm. By the long face. I thought you'd be glad I was found guilty under the DC Act. I am in no mood to take joy in your suffering. For I was unable to defeat you, and had to leave the job to others. I failed in my sacred duty as the royal priestess. I guess that answers my question. Have I misunderstood the voice of the Mitama yet again? But this cannot be! All I did was defend my client. Ugh, I can't bear to see her looking so sad like this, though. Your benevolence. Your benevolence! Oh, barbed head. I thought you had already begun your journey to the Twilight Realm. I'm not dead yet. I still have an investigation to do for tomorrow's trial. What's this? Do you mean to say you have not given up yet? That's right. I'm going to prove Maya innocent tomorrow. But why? Why do you refuse to give up? I cannot fathom such obstinacy. Investigate all you want. I care not. You really don't mind? Aren't you worried that a lawyer backed into a corner by the DC Act might do something desperate, like forge evidence? What's this? Left unsupervised, I'd be free to do whatever I wanted, you know. Okay, now to see if she takes the bait. Yes, I see your point. Barbed head. Yes. I know what happened yesterday. You perpetrated some sort of fraud or other misdeed while I was not watching. Huh? That explains why I misunderstood the voice of the High Priest's soul. Yes, of course. That is the only explanation. I was just trying to cheer her up. Now she thinks even less of me. I must not allow you to sully our sacred hall of justice with your misdeeds ever again. Therefore today I will be monitoring your every move once more. I will not fail to spot your misdeeds this time. The moment I see anything out of the ordinary, I will send you straight to prison. And you, boy, do not throw your lot in with this foreign devil. But your benevolence... It's okay, Albie. You don't need to worry about me. I'll be back before you know it. First, I should probably lighten my load a bit. Albie, would you mind holding on to some evidence for me? Of course not. I'm always glad to help. Unnecessary evidence unloaded onto Albie. May the Holy Mother's blessing be upon you. Now then. The scene of the crime is the logical place to start. If I recall correctly, the body was found at the Plaza of Devotion. Time to go. Oh, so what do we have? Badge, the newspaper article, autopsy report, inner sanctum stuff, my statement, Lady Kira's warnings, the plume Punisher strap, and the diagram. Okay. May 11th, Plaza of Devotion. Looks like the police already finished their investigation. I think someone would be killed here, a place devoted to prayer. Body outline and flowers? Did someone leave them in the memory of this deceased? There's something different about the prayer flags today. As the High Priest's disciple, Acolyte Zealot was utterly devoted to his training. First the High Priest, and now his devoted disciple. Maya Fey will pay for this. As I keep trying to tell you, Maya had nothing to do with any of this. And you can prove this how? What do you think I'm doing here? Gathering dirt and dust for the trial? You and your smart mouth. This is precisely why you and your lawyerly ilk are so reviled. I'm going to say that's... Hey, Mr. Wright. Yeah. Unfortunately, there are way too many females in this fucking franchise. It's not an issue. That's not an issue by itself, but I don't have many voices. At least, not many that I know of. Emma! It's that detective from your country again. It's the princess. You seem displeased that I'm here. Oh, no. Don't be silly. Mr. Wright, I'm so sorry about what happened to Maya. Not your fault, Emma. You were just doing your job. And if I had just done mine... Mr. Wright... It's no use crying over spilled milk. Would you mind telling me what you know about the murder? It's do or die in court tomorrow, and I mean that literally. Gladly. I'll help you in any way I can. Remember, I have my eyes on both of you, so see to it that you commit no misdeeds. Of course not. You're talking to a professional here. Yeah. Alright, so what do we got, Emma? Let's see. How about starting with an overview of what happened? Sure. The victim is Pere Zealot. He was the High Priest's disciple. His body was discovered around noon today, right after the rite was wrapped up. So, during the High Priest's murder trial. That's right. Apparently he had been praying since the day before the rite even started. Talk about serious devotion. Yeah, I barely lasted a few minutes. It's a picture of Mr. Zealot's body. Yeah, there's a dagger. The dagger in his upper back looked like it would have been particularly painful. Huh? Is that a tattoo on the back of his neck? It's peach-shaped? Everyone started leaving when the praying was finally done. But the victim remained bent over in prayer, and when they went over to check on him, they discovered he was dead, right? Okay, so the zealot crime scene photo. Yes, the estimated time of death is May 9th, sometime between the start of the Wright and the discovery of the High Priest's body. In other words, we believe the crime took place during the purification rite. And the murder weapon was the same ceremonial dagger that killed the High Priest. The prosecution believes Maya came down the stairs after killing the High Priest, and then stabbed Mr. Zealot with the same dagger. Circumstantial evidence does point to Maya, but what about the cause of death? He apparently died instantly from the dagger that was left thrust in his upper back. Here's the autopsy report. Also, to the spinal cord injury from a stab wound to the back, the weapon is thought to be a Warbad dagger, the same weapon to use to help kill the High Priest. Okay. Estimated time of death, you say? How can you know such a thing? I want to know. Well, Barbed Head, out with it. Oh, so the Princess of the Spirit Medium Kingdom is interested in forensic science? I have no interest in science, not is science. Jesus Christ. The amount of typos found in these games that I'm streaming recently is ridiculous. I have no interest in science, forensic or otherwise. Nevertheless, I will someday be queen. As such, it would be wise to know what silly things the common folk believe in. There's nothing silly about it. I'll have you know, even Prosecutor Submati holds forensics in high regard. Does he? Perhaps I should not underestimate the power of science. Still, I suppose it is nothing much compared to the divination seance. She really does have an adorable bone in her body. I think she's actually interested. Would you mind explaining it to her? I guess I have to now. Okay, there are many ways to estimate the time of death. The most well-known method uses the change in body temperature. Interesting. Body temperature drops at a steady rate from the moment a person dies. That means we can tell how long someone's been dead by measuring their temperature. I see. That was quite enlightening. Barbed Head, present your forehead now. What? Why? Feel just a little over 95 degrees. It seems you are not dead yet. Of course I'm not. But it was a jest. It was but a jest. After all, you're still the dead lawyer walking. I fail to see the humor in any of this. Were there any witnesses? With so many people here at the plaza, you'd think somebody would have seen something. You'd think so, wouldn't you? But we haven't found a single witness. Is that even possible? Because everyone was bent over, utterly devoted to prayer, naturally. Alright. That back-shuddering pose nearly killed me. Still, you'd think someone would notice something. I thought so too, but with the monk scarf he had on, no one could see the dagger in his upper back. Plus, everyone was so absorbed in prayer they didn't see or hear anything. Can't believe this. What you choose to believe is your choice, but the fact remains there were no witnesses. However, there is one piece of irrefutable evidence. The dagger. Sadly, yes. Ugh. Could you tell me about the murder weapon? The killer used the Warbad dagger, the legendary weapon of Kira. It was discovered impaled in the victim's upper back. The accused's fingerprints were found on the dagger, were they not? Yes, they were. A red dagger added to the court record. With such irrefutable evidence, there is no questioning the accused's guilt. Not so fast. What about a motive? Maya had no reason to kill Acolyte Zealot. What do the police think about this matter? I had no reason to kill Acolyte Zealot. So you say. But let us now hear what the police think on the matter. The police believe Maya's Lady Kira figure has been battling rebels. And since Mr. Zealot was the disciple of the High Priest who turned out to be a rebel, he too was likely a rebel, and therefore met the same untimely demise as his teacher. Yes, that is how the police currently view this crime. But there's no way Maya is that Lady Kira vigilante. I agree on a personal level, but the police are just going to go with what today's trial concluded. I really blew it in court today. Based on the estimated time of death, we believe he was killed during the rite itself. It appears he was stabbed in the upper back with a dagger and died instantly. But there were so many people here, how could no one have noticed? No, I can't believe it either. Guess they were just that focused on their prayers or something. Maya's fingerprints were found on the dagger that was used in the murder. The police are, therefore, investigating her as a prime suspect. The evidence is irrefutable, with no room for argument. I really don't want to treat Maya as a suspect, but based on the evidence and police reports I've received so far, it's not looking good. Good? Well, like, how could it get any worse? Always said these are called prayer flags, and the prayers written on them are carried throughout the kingdom by the wind. If I were to pray for something, it would be for me to not get dragged into any more trouble than I already have been. Acolyte Zealot was killed in a prayer pose, with his head bent over like that, and the last thing he saw must have been this rug. If a prayer, it is a prayer rug woven by devout monks. May the Holy Mother's blessing be upon his departed soul. It's strange that there are no bloodstains, though. Perhaps it was so cold his blood froze, or perhaps it was absorbed by his vestment. It is pretty cold. Maybe the blood really did freeze inside his body. So these flowers were left here in memory of Acolyte Zealot. What are they called? They are known as Namanda, and they are given to express sorrow when a life is lost. Seems offering flowers in the memory of the dead is universal practice. Namanda flower added to the court record. Acolyte Zealot died bent over in prayer. No trace of blood on the ground, though. The fact that there was so little bleeding could mean it was a single stab to a vital point. Not that that would have been very difficult, considering the position he was in. I think I would witness a lawyer being allowed to pass through this sacred gate. Yeah, well, I wouldn't unless I had to. Those stairs are brutal to climb. What's this? Do you even know how many monks would give their lives to pass through that gate? Be thankful for the great honor you've been afforded. Yes, your benevolence. Um... God damn it. Okay. Yeah. May 11th. Your priest's house. Hello. I'm sorry to bother you again, but... Oh, it's you. Bob Ted. You are not contemplating casting suspicion upon Lady Believe, are you? She lost her beloved husband, and now Acolyte Zealot, who was like a son to her. Of course I'm not. But since she was close to both victims, I wanted to hear what she has to say. Very well. And there's the fact that Lady Kira didn't attack Miss Inmi. It probably means she isn't a rebel. Is this about poor Pere? I'm sorry, but I don't think I can talk about that right now. But what about Maya? She's innocent. Maya, I heard she was found guilty. First, my dear husband, and now Pere. Miss Inmi, you don't really believe that Maya's a killer, do you? I don't know. But that was the verdict, so what else can I believe? What am I to do? The verdict was already reached in your husband's case. But the truth of the matter is yet to be found. Can you be so sure? Because I believe that Maya is innocent. That is all I have right now. My faith in her. So please, help me understand what happened. So you're defending her based solely on faith. Even though you'll be punished for abetting the accused. That's right. Alright then. Your faith has moved me. I will tell you what I can. Are you sure about this, Lady Believe? My lovely wife is also a devout follower of Crainism. As such, she is not one to make light of another's faith. But if I find that you have lied about your faith in Maya Faith's innocence, I shall curse your entire family and all your disciples for the next 8 generations. Yeah. I would take stock into that, honestly. Hey, leave Athena and Apollo alone, buddy. How did Acolyte Zealot end up living here as your husband's disciple? About 2 years ago, when my husband was at a spiritual retreat in the mountains, he came across Pere collapsed on the ground. That's when he brought him here. You were always one to help those in need, weren't you, dear? And he'd been living here ever since? About 2 years ago. That's around the same time I arrived in Karain. Yes, he was born in a poor village and had nowhere to call home. My husband felt pity for the boy, so he took him in as a disciple. But not only as his disciple, he was like a member of our family too. I see. This is where Acolyte Zealot lived. There might be something I could learn about him by lying around here. A photo of the High Priest, his wife, Acolyte Zealot, and Maya. This Maya's in it. It must have been taken the day before the rite. I should ask Miss Inmi about it. Family photo added. To think that this would be their... Oh god, excuse me. To think that this would be their final family photo. That's that no good Maya Fey has some nerve. I mean, he or she is posing with the two men who she would soon kill. I beg to differ. I see this photo as proof that she didn't kill them. Huh. That smile of hers does not fool me. I sense a deep and abiding malice behind it. I'll prove Maya's smile is the real deal. Pictures of the Queen and her husband, the Justice Minister of Karain. Yes, my mother and father. What do you think? Do they not possess an awe-inspiring air? Oh, terrifying is more the word I would use. Well, yes, they're very awe-inspiring. Totally. Can I ask you about this photo? It was taken during the Feast of Blessings, the day before the rite was held. The Feast of Blessings. Would you mind telling me a little more about it? This photo was taken during the Feast of Blessings. Feast of Blessings. Yes, it is forbidden to eat during the days of the rite, so the day before it's performed, we enjoy dishes full of gingil? Gingil? I'm gonna go with gingil. We enjoyed dishes full of gingil, an herb known to strengthen the body and mind. Gingil. Okay. It's made up. I was hoping to see if there was any sort of official pronunciation, but I guess not. You loved gingil-based dishes I make, didn't you, dear? Gingil. I heard you could go 3 days without sleeping after eating some. Yes, but many foreigners don't care for it because of its strong smell. The customs say that these dishes can only be eaten the day before the purification rite, and only between noon and 3 p.m. It's pretty specific. Is it because the smell is too strong? Very good guess, indeed. It is to ensure the smell is gone by the time Lady Kira is welcome the next day. Wow, is it really that strong? Think of it, the evening before the murder, an overwhelming odor was all over town. It was like a cross between garlic and mint. After the Feast of Blessings, Pere went over to the plaza to begin his supplication. I never thought that would be the last time I would see him. What was Maya doing at the time? Shortly after Pere left, she went to the temple to prepare for the rite. I don't know what she did after that. So we got her statement. So Acolyte Zealot went out to pray the afternoon before the rite? Into the newspaper. On the day before the rite, the plaza was so cold, the whole place had iced over. Ray always prayed a lot, far more than anyone I've ever known. He was a devout young man whose faith was twice as strong as others. I don't know why, but that's kind of intimidating to me. I thought I had made some progress by now, but I haven't come across any particularly insightful information, even here. You seem disappointed. Miss Inmate, is there anything else you could tell me? Forgive me if I keep thinking about those two any longer. Barbed head. Yes, I understand. Thank you for your help. I'm sorry to have troubled you. You have not found or heard anything of particular worth. Are you ready to give up? No, I'm not calling it quits yet. To the detention center! Never mind. Can't talk to Maya. Ah, the second murder victim. Did you know Acolyte Zealot too, your benevolence? I knew of him. I know he had been living under the care of Abbot Amy at his home, but little else. You mean like how they're letting me stay at the temple? Are you seriously trying to insult the poor victim with your comparison, you filthy dog? Hey, what was that comparison for? Barbed head, you have an investigation to conduct, do you not? Get on with it. Yes, but why does she always have to be like this? What? Would you have preferred that tour guide boy tag along instead? Huh? Oh, huh. It would appear I've read your mind most accurately. The smile of hers is downright scary. That doesn't help. That boy has grown far too close to you. It will require re-education if he persists in befriending lawyers. Re-education? What exactly does that entail? First, he must meditate upon Lady Kira for 48 hours in the prayer pose. How is that re-education? It sounds more like torture to me. Okay, so you're not helping at all. What the fuck do I do? Hold on, I have an idea. Excuse me. Okay, never mind. I hate situations like this. It just says investigate. That doesn't help. Alright, well, I'll take it literally. Let's investigate. Searched here. Okay, so Phoenix is saying no. Already searched here. Is there something in the plaza that I'm missing? Yes. This prayer flag looks much newer than the rest. Your benevolence, what does it say here? The dearest wishes of our subjects are written upon these prayer flags. Reading the prayers of others is considered rude, but even so... But if you must know, it says, at the usual spot, bring grub, the key too. That is one of the more direct and practical prayers I've ever seen. I wonder if it's even a prayer. There we go. The message on the prayer flag seems a little weird, but I'm not sure if it's related to this case. We have paid a visit to all of the people and places connected with this case. I think it is about time you prepared yourself for the inevitable, don't you? Does it look like you have any hope of winning, Mr. Wright? Can't really say at this point. All I know is I have to keep my investigation. What are you two sneaks up to? I would advise you to get back to work if you are done here, Detective. Otherwise, I will report you to Prosecutor Samadi for dereliction of duty. I'm going. Well, see you later, Mr. Wright. And good luck. Well, Ted, is it not time to give up? No, there's still someone I need to talk to first. Now can we see Maya? Now we can see Maya. May 11th, Detention Center. Sure looks tired. I'm so sorry, Maya. I failed to defend you during that trial earlier today. I'm sorry too, Nick. I never meant to get caught up in this whole mess. Even worse, I got you caught up in it too. And you were convicted under that stupid law. Nick, you should really withdraw from this case. Maybe they'll even commute your sentence if you do. I would never abandon you like that. You might not believe me, but I'm going to pull off a win somehow. It's not like I don't believe in you. It's just... Don't worry. Maybe this extra day in court is a blessing from the Holy Mother. Let's use it to our advantage. We'll turn this trial inside out and upside down. You'll see. Okay. You're awfully quiet, Your Benevolence. It is only a matter of time until your executions are carried out. I simply thought I would allow you two a good talk before you depart from this world. Sorry, but we're not giving up yet. We won't till the bitter end. There is no need to put on a brave face. Your fates are sealed with today's verdict. Worry not of Maya Fey. The Twilight Realm will cleanse the taint from that neophyte practitioner's soul. Then perhaps the Holy Mother may finally forgive her. Wait. Was that her attempt at comforting me? Barb Ted, further resistance shall come to naught. Stop your desperate struggle. Accept the judgment that has been passed upon you. She obviously doesn't know me very well. Then perhaps your sentence will be commuted, and... Hold it right there, Your Benevolence. Why do you always have to be like that? Maya, what are you... What? What is the matter? I was simply showing some mercy upon your souls. Nick here is risking his life to defend me. And that is why I told you it will come to no, it won't! Nick is just doing what lawyers are supposed to do. He's defending his client no matter what. Enough. There's no place for lawyers in the Hall of Justice. We have the divination seance. but your insights are wrong. Oh boy, that's gotta hurt. You get it? Errors are bound to happen if your insights are accepted without question. So I ask you, Royal Priestess, what is your true duty? Do the victims' souls or the Holy Mother herself wish you to judge people in error? You dare bring Her Holiness's name into this? You know nothing, you funny baloney. Please, you two, enough already. Sorry, Nick. I got a little carried away. That's not really like me, huh? No, I should be thanking you, Maya. Good to have you in my corner. How dare you mock me so? You will not get away with this. I was a fool to show you compassion, and to think I could convince you to accept your fate. The struggle you want in the Hall of Justice tomorrow. You will receive your just deserts, as the scorn of our kingdom is heaped upon you. I can see straight through the contorted face on your... that contorted smile on your face, you know. She may say these terrible things. Just the way she was raised, I guess. Could you try to remember what happened one more time? I've been trying as hard as I can, but I can't remember anything from the middle of the Wright onward. Oh, right. You suddenly felt sleepy and everything after that's a blank. Even so, I didn't kill anyone. I'm not the one who's going around dressed like Lady Kira. Well, it's kind of cool to think that there's a mysterious female vigilante out there. Right. Were you close to Acolyte Zealot? We met several times during the meetings about the Wright, but I didn't know him very well. He seemed pretty quiet. Didn't you eat together the day before the Wright? Yeah, we ate this one super sticky dish, but it was actually really good. I wasn't sure I'd like it, but it was love at first bite. Like, you know the salty noodles at Eldoon's Noodles? Kind of like if you added garlic and herbs to that, and then let it simmer for a really long time. It was like more like a hot pot than ramen to me at that point. Now I miss ramen too. So what was Acolyte Zealot like when you were eating? He seemed to be enjoying the food, but as soon as we were done, he let us go pray. And what did you do? Oh, I returned to the temple to prepare for the Wright. It coincides with Miss Inme's description of events. Any idea who might be pretending to be Lady Kira? When the Wright started, it was just me and Acolyte Inme. But the seance vision showed a third figure who looked like Lady Kira. I know. Lady Kira. I wish I could have seen her in the flesh. Yeah, let's stay focused on the case, shall we? It was supposed to have been impossible for a third party to enter the inner sanctum. But what if she came from the sky? You know, like that bushy-bearded paratrooper. That mountain would have been no match for Lady Kira's wings. It's from the Plume Punisher TV show, right? How'd you know? Because the real Lady Kira doesn't have wings. Oh, I got it this time. There must have been a secret room with a secret door at the inner sanctum. Did you know that there are 88 secret Plume Punisher bases here in Cayenne? Could you please stop talking about the Plume Punisher show for a sec, Maya? Yes, so. Keeping it real is so much harder than it looks. Well, I should get going now. Sorry I wasn't any help. Don't worry, I've got this. We'll beat the charges tomorrow and be on the first plane back home before you know it. Then we'll go grab dinner at Eldoon's or your favorite burger joint. You pick. Sounds good. I think I'll get the extra large hamburger steak topping on my salty bowl. Best of both worlds. You can have whatever you like. But first, I have to beat the charges. I almost forgot. What is it? I have a favor to ask. Okay. But why are we whispering? I forgot I left something at the High Priest's house. It's super important. Would you mind getting it and holding on to it for me? Sure. So what's this super important thing? In my bag, you'll find a folding book. It's only given to the priestess who performs the rite. It's called the Tome of Secrets. That does sound important. How could you release something like that just lying around? That explains all the whispering. If River found out, all heck would break loose. Look, it's got Lady Kira's real name written in it, so... Oops! Don't tell anyone I told you that. In fact, forget I say anything at all. It's supposed to be a secret. The Tome of Secrets contains... secrets? Imagine that. What are you two whispering about? Oh, nothing. It's just she forgot something, so I told her I'd go get it. You are up to something, I just know it. Thanks, Nick. I'm counting on you. Back to the house! Hello? Anybody home? No answer. Simmy's probably out right now. I'll just get what I came for. I am watching you like a warbad, Bardhead. You better not steal anything. I would never do something like that. I'm just here to get what I asked for. Then get on with it. I would if you stopped interrupting me. Here's Maya's bag. What is that strange patch on her bag? It's the Steel Samurai. He's the hero of an action show back home in my country. It's actually Maya's favorite show. She's got all sorts of merchandise related to it. I see. He looks strikingly similar to the Plume Punisher. They are similar, but Steel Samurai definitely came first. I see. How interesting. Wafer seems genuinely intrigued. There must be a common thread between Plume Punisher and Samurai Steel fans. Steel Samurai fans. What to think of it? Didn't Maya mention something about training with a Plume Punisher fan? But I digress. I better find what she asked me to look for and get going. Let's see here. It's supposed to be that Tome of Secrets that Maya was talking about. Added to the court record. Well, Ted, are you finished now? Hold on a sec. The string around it is coming undone. Whoops! Oh! Ah, you fool! Do not lay eyes upon it! Put it away, quickly, before we go blind! Relax, my hand just slipped. It's the Tome of Secrets. Are you trying to get us cursed? Lady Kira is liable to swoop down and gouge our eyes out. Alright, this book is related to Lady Kira, isn't it? Your benevolence, would you mind if I ask you some questions? I'll take that as a yes. This is not something I would normally speak about to an outsider such as you. Well, can't you make an exception? If you insist. Nay, not. What is this folding book? Yes, I see. This very important tome is bestowed upon the priestess in the purification rite. Very, very important? What's written inside? Yes, 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 I see. Really? Is that alright to reveal that? Your benevolence? Patience, patience! The book contains Lady Kira's true name. True name? Is it a name that really... Is a name really that important of a secret? To a Koreanist priest, a person's name is one of the most important things to know. What's so important about a name? Without a name, a priestess's voice will fail to reach a person's mitama. It is much like trying to send a letter without a recipient's address. A spirit can only be identified once you know the deceased's face and name. Oh, I get it. It's like when you see someone in a crowd you recognize, but you don't know their name. It makes it impossible to get their attention. Indeed, you must know a spirit's face and true name before you can commune with it. Is it the same? It is the same for the Koreanism's most secret art, the one my mother alone may use. The Queen has a secret art? It is something a foreigner such as you could never hope to guess. In Koreanism, spirit channeling is a secret art that can only be performed by the Queen. No one else is supposed to be able to do it. I should pretend this is all new to me. Besides, I get the feeling she secretly really wants to tell me about it. Could you tell me about this secret art of the Queen you spoke of? Come again? Oh, sorry. Maybe we shouldn't talk about this. It is a secret after all, right? It is the secret art of spirit channeling, but I suppose those words are meaningless to you. I'm just surprised how willing you are to tell me about it. A third-rate lawyer could not channel spirits simply by learning of the technique. Third-rate is a bit harsh. I'd even settle for second. What is it? You have the look of a tentacled hag frog upon your face. What the heck is a tentacled hag frog? Spirit channeling. That's where a medium lets a spirit possess her body to return to our world, right? Well now, I see you have done your homework. Oh, I guess I studied a bit. With the power of spirit channeling, one can bring back even the most ancient of spirits. It is quite a magnificent power, is it not? I've never seen her eyes light up like this before. I imagine they're pretty shocked when they come back from ancient times. Indeed. A spirit's memory is cut off at the moment of death. So even a spirit that is brought back after centuries doesn't sense any gap in time between the moment of its death and the moment it's channeled. Yes, and yet it clearly recalls all the memories it had in life. Thus, even heroes and scholars of antiquity can be channeled and directly learn from. Our queens have also used this power to help the rulers of neighboring lands seek counsel. That is why we have never been invaded, and how we have maintained our unique culture. Spirit channeling is a really effective tool for international politics. It is indeed. And that is why only those with the power to channel spirits may rule our kingdom. But of late, there has been an endless influx of illegal immigrants from neighboring lands. With fools come seeking the same great power as my mother. Illegal immigrants? Yes. It is becoming quite a problem. Some have lost their way in life and look to Koreanism for their salvation. Among them are also those of dubious nature who have been driven from their own lands. Dubious nature? Driven from their own land? Catherine Payne definitely fit that bill. But they sure weren't treating him like an illegal alien. New channel spirits, your benevolence? I am but the royal priestess. There is still much that I must learn. As of now, the divination seance takes me to the very limit of my ability. Her spiritual power doesn't measure up to Maya's. What? You were just mocking me in your mind, weren't you? Don't be ridiculous. It is written all over your face, you impudent nincompoop. The divination seance was once one of the most important roles fulfilled by our queen. This is what my mother taught me when I was little. The queen could perform the dance of devotion. That'd be a sight to see. Someday I will be a powerful priestess and queen, just like my mother. And the divination seance is a vital part of my training to prepare me for that day. Forgive my ignorance, your benevolence. You shall see. It will not be long before I too master the secret art of spirit channeling. I will be a magnificent queen who unites her people for the greater good of Korean. Now I see. Spirit channeling is something she really aspires to. I'm going to ace that test and become the next master. After all, I can't let my clan and the other villagers down. Looks like she actually has something in common with Maya. Are you quite through now? There are more important things to do than stand here and talk about spirit channeling. That's true. It doesn't have anything to do with this case, as far as I can tell. Does it? The Queen is a spirit medium. Are you about to suggest that my mother was channeling Lady Kira? I guess she saw that one coming. Huh. Lawyers are indeed a witless breed. On the day of the rite, my mother was engaged in other duties at the palace. Of course. My mother is a very busy woman, and the idea itself is preposterous. You truly believe the Queen of Korean would personally battle the insurgents? This is precisely what makes you third-rate. Another dead end. This is bad. Anyway, I need to continue looking for leads, so... Over there, after him! Don't let him escape! What's all that racket? What? That escaped prisoner has surfaced here in town. Escaped prisoner? You mean, the guy with the bushy beard? There's no reason to panic. The police are on his trail. He's no longer a suspect, but he might know something considering he was at the scene of the crime. Let's go take a look. Wait. May 11th, Korean Bazaar. Ow, my aching back. I forgot how badly I injured it. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, God, I need to do some stretching exercise more when I get back home. Mr. Wright! Hey, Albie. That's our ball. Have you seen it? Ow, ow, ow. Are you alright, sir? 1 second. Have you seen that escaped prisoner around here? Oh, so that's why all those police came rushing over here. I heard them saying something about an escaped prisoner disappearing in this area. He disappeared in this area? Couldn't have taken to the air again, could he? I'm Ted. I told you to wait. It's too dangerous for you to be around here, your benevolence. Mr. O'Ball could be lurking nearby. What sort of princess would I be if all it took was an escaped prisoner to frighten me? She's fearless, I'll give her that. I can't be responsible if something happens to you. As long as I'm here, though, I might as well search the area myself. An escaped prisoner, where would I hide? That manhole cover, it's open. Whoa! What is it, Shadow? Did he sniff something or someone out in the manhole? I wonder. Could Shadow track Mr. Arbol if he had something with the rebel scent on it? I don't know. I feel like I've got something with Mr. Arbol's scent on it. Something I might have touched. Here, Shadow. How about this? Hope it works. I think you picked up a scent. You mind if I borrow Shadow for a bit? By all means. No idea you could do this. Yeah, go get him, boy. Your benevolence, I'm heading down the manhole now. Could be dangerous, so please wait here. Wait. Don't worry, I won't commit any of those misdeeds you're worried about. But that is not what I fear. There may be a vicious insurgent lurking down there. Oh, are you worried about me? No. I was simply wondering why you would go to such lengths in your investigation. After all, if you would simply withdraw from this case, they might commute your sentence. I'm doing this to prove my innocence. How can you be so sure of the accused's innocence? She has already been proven guilty. Don't worry. Maybe this extra day in court is a blessing from the Holy Mother. Let's use it to our advantage. We'll turn this trial inside out and upside down. You'll see. Okay. I believe in her. If she says she's innocent, that means she's innocent. Lawyers must trust in their clients to the bitter end. That's just what we do. You lame brain. Do what you will. Well, I'm going in. Let's go, Shadow. Be careful. Wait, come back here. It's pitch black down here. I can't see a thing. Oh. Ugh. Ow, ow, ow. What happened? I went down to the manhole and then... Oh, you finally came too. I don't remember that face anywhere. The dragon symbol on his armband. It's the mark of the rebels. I mean, no mistake. It's him. That's our ball. Yikes! Sorry I got a little rough with you back there. I thought you were the cops. Why are you making that face? Hey, want an apple? Ugh, I thought he was going to kill me. I'll pass on the apple, but thanks. I don't mind a good apple, but not right now. What is this place? This is the office of my brother-in-arms, Dick. But right now we're using it as a rebel safe house. Wait, back up a sec. What kind of office is this exactly? A law office, what else? Really? Dirk used to be a lawyer? Yep, just like you. Crane's public enemy #1 is an ex-lawyer? Didn't see that coming. But I don't suppose I'll be coming around here anymore. You won't? Are you planning to flee or something? Just, I want to get out of the rebel business. Tired of being hounded by the cops and all that. So I came by today to pick up the last of my stuff. Really? I'm gonna sell Dirk's info to the Minister of Justice, then slip out of Curaine. Wait a second. You're a key person of interest in this case. You can't go running off like that. Relax, will you? I'll tell you whatever you need to know. Oh, and sorry about punching your lights out back there. My bad. So, Mr. Lawyer Man, what do you want to know? Tell me about the murders of the High Priest, Trust in Me, and his acolyte, Parade Zealot. Sure, I'll tell you whatever I can. Don't know if it'll be of much help, though. I mean, I'm not a rebel anymore, so... I wonder how true that really is. Tell me everything you know about the High Priest murder. Well, as you know, I don't remember much about that. I banged my head on a rock as soon as I parachuted into the Inner Sanctum. When I told you I had nothing to do with this murder, I meant it. Okay then, where were you when you came to after banging your head? By the time I came to, it was already dawn. I must have been out cold the whole time. You didn't see the crime happen at all. You got that right. Then why did you have to say what you did when you testified? Oh, about that. Since I didn't remember a thing, I was afraid I'd seem suspicious, so I came up with that whole story. Did you even realize how much trouble his big fat lies caused me? Sorry for the trouble. It was definitely my bad. He doesn't seem very sorry to me. So the bottom line is you were at the scene of the crime, but you weren't involved in it. Got it. So Dirk used to be a lawyer? Yep, he was a force to be reckoned with back when he was still practicing. He was a juggernaut of the law, and as mighty as a dragon. He could strike terror into a prosecutor's heart just by glaring at him. People called his dragon's glare. He even got criminals to confess and pass out with a well-placed glare. Gotta be kidding me. But most important of all, he would never surrender. He'd fight for the accused, no matter how the odds were stacked against him. Is that what you mean by the will of the dragon? Yep, that would be it, actually. Your work in court yesterday was mighty impressive, too. You didn't give up, no matter how hard of a beating you took. Not unlike Dick, I might add. Oh, thanks. Even if a big part of that beating I took was because of you. There's a knife driven deep into a photo of the Queen. I guess the rebels really hate her. I better remember to stay on their good side. Innocence and white flowers. Flowers are still fresh. They must have been put here maybe today or yesterday. Did you put these here, Mr. Elball? Something wrong with flowers? Oh no! It's just a traditional thing here in Kurain. Pay no mind. Looks like a photo of Dirk and his compatriots. And here's one that looks really old. This was taken about 20 years ago. Those are Dirk's sons. Really? So this is the rebel Dirk in the center. He doesn't look so evil. And both of his sons kind of look familiar. One on the left is Yudi. But you know him as Prosecutor Sabmati. Prosecutor Sabmati is Dirk's son? And Yudi was once a rebel too. He used to really respect his old man. Both as a father and as a lawyer. Why did he become a prosecutor? Being a lawyer in this kingdom is the same as signing your own death warrant. On account of the Defense Culpability Act, right? Yeah. That's why Yudi decided to become a prosecutor instead. He wanted to spark a revolution from the inside, so he dove right into the enemy's den. Would have never guessed it, looking at him now. I can say that again. Dirk is battling to change Kurain's legal system. The will of the dragon spurs him on. We all thought Yudi was taking up the mantle to carry that on that will too. We were so sure he'd help overthrow the Garon one day, but as you've seen, he now uses the law to do our bidding. Dirk's been beside himself. So he no longer carries the will of the dragon in him, huh? Wonder what happened between father and son for it to come to this. What about the other child in the photo? That's Dirk's adopted son, but he's gone back overseas. His name's Apollo. Apollo? Wait a second, that bracelet! It really is Apollo! He was a rascal, that one, and his voice could shake the entire room. I imagine he's out there raising high hell somewhere. Yes, I'm sure he's doing just fine. Considering how far he's come, Mr. O'Ball's description really doesn't do Apollo justice. Apollo! I've been watching... Apollo. I've been watching you grow over these past 2 years. That's why I know you're ready. Why I know I can leave trucing the office to you. I believe in you, Apollo. Thank you. I'll be fine. Everything will be fine. He's a responsible young man now. Never lost that loud voice, though. You guys get electricity? Yeah, but the power goes out occasionally. That's pretty inconvenient. You're telling me. Sometimes it goes out for an entire day. What about the stuff in the refrigerator? Why don't you see for yourself? Forget I asked. I'm afraid of what I might find. What are these hanging here? Lizards? Oh, they're pretty big. There's sewer lizards. We call them that because they live in the sewer. They go bigger than your average lizard, which makes them fine eating. Wait, you eat these? What else would you do with them? Yeah, try one. pass. I'll definitely pass. You're missing out on a fine treatment, man. Somehow I think I'll live without it. What's this? What's this thing with the dragon on it? Some kind of sign? Yep. That was his business sign back when this was Dirk's office. He used to be a lawyer, right? And he was, but it was a really long time ago. This place has seen better days, that's for sure. Oh, I hope he can put his sign back up someday. I wouldn't hold my breath. Is that coat yours, Mr. Arbol? Nah, it belongs to the rebel leader, Dirk. It's pretty impressive. I like the color, too. Wanna try it on? Really? You sure it's okay? Of course, bet it would look great on you. Well then, don't mind if I do. It smells all moldy. Can't believe you fell for it. That thing's been hanging there forever. Note to self, don't trust this guy ever again. There are bowls and platters of food here. Still warm, as if this was all recently prepared. You must have a pretty big appetite, Mr. Arbol. As big and strong as me, you even got bigger appetites, you know? But you just fled from the police. I don't know how you could eat this much after all that excitement. Ah, sorry if I offended you. But first, let's start with an appetizer. Where's it getting all these apples from? Wanna join me, Mr. Lawyer Man? Got plenty of sewer lizards, too. Thanks, but I already ate. There's a ladder leading underground. It must have brought me in through here. But there's no reason for me to leave yet. Let's see what else Mr. Arbol has to say. Is this a law book? Dragon's mark has been branded into the cover. SX law book. Really? The leader of the rebels. That Dirk. That's right. And that mark of the dragon is the emblem of the rebellion. The pages in this one section are really dirty. It must be one of the section on the Defense Culpability Act. I've done a ton of research on the Defense Culpability Act. Even for evidence, those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. You practically wore out the entire section. Well, I gotta stop packing. Who knows when they might catch up with me if I don't scram soon. Please wait, I still need to ask you something. Go ahead, shoot. What are you rebels trying to do? And why were you at the Inner Sanctum in the first place? Why were you at the Inner Sanctum on the day of the murder? Or more precisely, what were you trying to do there? I was trying to escape from prison, that's all. But that high priest was a fool for getting taken in by Dirk. Should have tried hightailing an Akurain like I'm doing. Warlocks! Oh boy. Psyche locks. Mr. Arbol is hiding something, but I won't know exactly what until I can undo the locks. What exactly are you trying to hide, Mr. Arbol? Huh? I'm not hiding anything. No way, no how. I'll just have to use my Megatama on him then. Well, time to go. Take that! That's his plan. I'm gonna ask you again. Why were you at the Inner Sanctum on the day of the murder? Or more precisely, what were you trying to do there? You keep asking, but the answer's still gonna be the same. I was trying to escape from prison, that's all. But that high priest was a fool. He fell for Dirk's line and sold his own country out. How can you say such a thing about him? He helped you escape, didn't he? Don't you even care what happened to him? Nope. I was getting out of the rebellion anyway. He should have just opened his eyes. We never stood a chance against the ground regime. Hang on. Do you really believe what you're saying? Didn't the High Priest's death really hurt you on the inside? Like I just said, I couldn't care less about the whole thing. I beg to differ. This wouldn't be here in this room if you didn't feel a thing. Take that! I heard these flowers are offered in memory of the dead here in Krain. The High Priest's death hit you hard, so you've been grieving here alone, haven't you? Well... Oh! Those flowers don't mean anything. It's just a Chinese way of saying goodbye. Why hide the fact that you're mourning his death? You're reading into this too much. I told you, I'm done with the rebellion. I haven't even heard from Dirk or the rest of them for a few days. By tomorrow, I'm planning to kiss this kingdom goodbye. No, I know you've been in contact with the other rebels lately. And how exactly do you plan on proving that? This piece of evidence ties you to the other rebels. Take that! I found this prayer flag at the Plaza of Devotion. You wrote a message on it and left it behind for your fellow rebels, didn't you? Look, they brought this food for you at your request. Now you're lying about leaving the rebels. You're still involved with Dirk and the rest of them, aren't you? Are you ready to tell me the truth now? Oh, you're good, Mr. Lawyer Man. I admit it. I requested the grub. But I was just taking advantage of him, that's all. What do you mean? With my face plastered all over the place, I couldn't stay out in the open anymore. I just took advantage of my former comrades and had some grub and a place to hide. I was gonna kiss them goodbye tomorrow. I'm not buying it. You're obviously lying. I can tell just by looking at you. The white-hot flames of revolution definitely still burn inside of you. What? That's ridiculous. Those flames burned down a long time ago. This proves the flames of rebellion still burn on the inside. Is that him specifically? Okay. Dirk's law book? I'm the lawyer, so what's that got to do with me? Look at the mark branded on the cover. It's mark that stands for an unwavering commitment to the revolution. It's Dirk's way of representing the will of the dragon. Yeah, so what of it? You have that same mark on the scarf tied around your left arm. But you wouldn't be wearing that if you were no longer a rebel. I forgot to take it off, that's all. No, as a wanted man, that should have been the first thing you took off. The fact that you haven't hidden that mark yet proves you're still a rebel. Ha! Think what you want, but you don't know nothing about me. No, you're wrong. You wear your heart and your beliefs right on your sleeve, just like me. And this is what I believe in. Take that! When a person is back against the wall, they always fall back on what they believe in. Just as I always have my badge, you always have the will of the dragon with you. Would you risk your life for your beliefs? No, I wouldn't. No? No, because I wouldn't be much use to my clients dead. Now admit it. You've never once thought about leaving the Defiant Dragons, have you? And look in your eyes. It's just like Dirk's. Looks like you got the will of the dragon inside of you too. Now then. I planned to take you out if you turned out to be on the side of the Royals. But I think I can trust you. I can't believe I was that close to getting shanked here. It's like you said. I have no intention of leaving Dirk's group. In other words, you were testing me. You're a foreigner, and a lawyer has been charged with abetting a criminal to boot. And I've seen a fair share of lawyers get pardons after weeping at the feet of the Queen. Well, I'm going to keep fighting till the end. Yeah, I can see that now. Sorry I ever doubted you. So what are you doing here anyway? I came to get the secret hideout key from a helper. A secret hideout? Yep. I was supposed to get my next order from Dirk there. But the town's swarming with cops thanks to that murder. Nothing I can do about that. What about the order Dirk was supposed to give? Gonna have to abort that mission. Now I'm just lying low, waiting for a chance to make contact with Dirk again. Hey, why the long face? I thought you'd be able to tell me something about the High Priest's murder. Sorry to disappoint you. Oh, I know. Let me make it up to you with this. What is this? The orb is actually a key. It opens the door to one of our secret hideouts. Can't say any more than that. Anyway, I hope it helps. This orb is a key? Yep. Plus the hideout's in a totally unexpected location. And being that it's super secret, we couldn't just have it in an ordinary key. I see. Maybe this will help me unravel the truth behind this case. Thanks. Don't mention it. Besides, you're a fellow brother in arms fighting the powers that be. If it'll help you, feel free to pick my brain a bit more. I will do so. Everyone's been talking about the return of Lady Kira lately. Well, that was me. That's me that's talking about it. I'm trying so hard to focus on what I'm doing here right now. Well, my friend Maya is suspected of being the rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira. You wouldn't happen to know who she really is, would you? It's me, but whoever she is, she bushwhacked me and hauled me off to jail. Even worse, on top of attacking us and delivering us to the cops, she's been watching us like a hawk and framing us for different crimes. Watching you like a hawk? Framing you for crimes? Why would anyone go to all that trouble? The kingdom likes to pretend that its people are free to think what they want. Because of that, the authorities can't arrest you for sympathizing with the rebellion. So they resort to framing people for things they didn't do. Then that Lady Kira figure is... Yep, she's just some lick spittle working for the Gowron regime. Huh, even without the DC Act, Dirk and his insurgent scum buddies' days are numbered. What's that supposed to mean? Let's just say I got a little trick up my sleeve, so I'd watch it if I were you. Because you got a defiant attitude, like one of them dragon dupes. So he was talking about Lady Kira then. Advanced combat skills, detailed surveillance, and clever sit-ups. She's no amateur if you ask me. You're saying the monarchy is using Lady Kira to secretly take out the rebels. Exactly. The Gowron regime is using it to control the people, even down to what we think. What if the people were tested if the monarchy is doing something like that? Unfortunately, we don't have any conclusive evidence. And without that, we can't prove anything. Ugh, I know the feeling. If I bring this up in court, they'll probably dismiss it out of hand. I'll have to unmask Lady Kira if I want to get anywhere. Our goal? To get rid of that evil, no-good Defense Culpability Act. You can tell just by looking at Dirk's law book. The DC Act has turned this kingdom into a corrupt cesspool, where false charges are overlooked and prosecutors are the only ones heard in court. It's been 23 years since it was the first enacted. What happened 23 years ago to make them pass such a terrible law? The assassination of Queen Amara. That's where it all began. It happened before I was even born, but Queen Amara, the previous queen, was assassinated. And it was the rebel leader Dirk who did it. Dirk assassinated the former queen, didn't he? That's the official line, but, the official line? The charges were completely trumped up. Dirk was framed, I'm telling you. He was? Plus, Dirk was a lawyer. Once the people thought a lawyer had killed the queen, they turned against all lawyers. And that's how the DC Act was first passed. That's why there aren't any lawyers left in Korean. Even worse, it changed the significance of the divination seance. The significance of the divination seance? They were holding the seances in court even before the DC Act? You bet they were. Lawyers and prosecutors used to hotly contest the insights that came out of the seances. You mean like what I've been doing? Right. It's like Dirk used to say. The royal priestess insights are just on another piece of evidence. Right. I see what you mean about the significance of the divination seance changing. Yep. The insights became the only truth, and the argument against them was banned. As royal priestess, it's my duty to reveal the truth through the divination seance. This time, I will prove that the insights I gleaned thereof are the very truth itself. Prepare yourself, for this shall be your last trial, and your last rites. Tomorrow shall end with you under the headman's axe. From what I've seen, Rayford would agree with that. This kingdom is a shadow of its former self. It's become a dictatorship where the royals use the fear of trumped charges to rule. And that's what Dirk's been rebelling against. Yep, all we want to do is live in a kingdom with fair and impartial legal system. And there's only one way to make that come true. Overthrow the current regime. So that's the truth behind the rebels. Well, PW, my friend, it's about time for me to get going. After all, I am the Fangs of the Defiant Dragons. Heh. That's our ball. You're not going to do that alley-oop thing again, are you? I was just getting to that. See you when I see you. Alley-oop. There he goes. Why does he have to jump like that before running off? Well, I guess we're friends now. Enough about that. I've already spent way too much time here. May 11th. Korean Bazaar. I finally get out of there. Mr. Wright, I'm so glad you're okay. I was so worried about you. Shadow, what happened to him anyway? He came out of the manhole about 5 minutes after you went in. Sorry it wasn't much help. Aww. Well, did you find anything of worth? Oh, I tripped and fell down there. I must have been out cold for a while. I'm gonna keep things to myself for now. My patience can only be strained so far. I figured as much. I had to find the secret hideout Mr. Albal was talking about. I should probably start with places that have something to do with the High Priest. Oh, I know where to go. To the Inner Sanctum. May 11th, Inner Sanctum. Barbed head. You already searched here, did you not? Oh, I just thought I'd look around again, you know, in case I missed something. Probably shouldn't tell her I'm looking for the secret rebel hideout. We were saying back home, leave no stone unturned. Hmm? Oh, yes. You cannot stop me. I know that one. Actually, I don't have a clue is written all over your face. Anyway, the Warbat statue. Let's take a closer look, shall we? Oh, this is blood. I have to come at it from a different angle. Yes, yes I do. The statue of a bird. I should take a closer look later. Hey, this eye is missing. What are you doing? You must not touch that for no reason. Sorry. But that shape... I wonder...
Take that!
I knew it. What? She must be at a loss for words. And that doesn't happen too often. What is this place? Explain yourself at once, Ted. I don't think she's ready for the full story. I don't really know much myself, but it seems to be a secret rebel hideout. I'm shocked there's a secret door here. I imagine that goes double for Rafa. A rebel hideout in the inner sanctum. Some of you will pay for this. Well, for now, I think I'll have a look around. Wait, you must not enter before the police. Don't worry, I won't disturb anything. Or at least I'll try not to. Besides, with you watching over me, it should be fine, right? And, you see... Fine, just please stop pleading your case. I can only stand so much lawyerly drivel. But I will be presenting all information gleaned from your efforts here to the police. Of course. Now, shall we? I will go no further. Oh, right. You're not supposed to come in contact with the taint of Lady Kira's battles. Very good, Ted. I commend you for remembering. Oh, well, thank you. Wait, why am I thanking her? I may not be able to enter, but I will allow no misdeeds on your part. I will be watching you like a warbad from that entrance here. I told you I'm not going to do anything. Better hurry before she changes her mind. Oh boy. May 11th, secret hideout. I believe this to be a sacred space that enshrines the source of the spring water. It makes sense. The rebels must have converted it into a secret hideout. But what about that warbad revolving door? I wonder if that too was originally intended to hide and protect this sacred space. To think those filthy rebels were scheming their schemes in this most sacred space. It's a desecration upon Koreanism itself. The Defiant Dragon shall pay for this. I suppose it's only natural that she'd be upset, but the investigation must go on. I think I'll start by taking a picture of the place. I think I brought a camera to snap some souvenir shots. Stop that! You must not take photos without permission here. If it's really fired up, you stick it in her head and as far as it'll go. She won't be tainted as long as she doesn't touch anything. Now to search every nook and cranny. Ted, just because it is hard for me to see your every move, do not use that as an excuse to touch and break things. I heard you the first time. Sheesh. Alright. Weapons, and a lot of them too. We are lucky we found them before they could be used. Excellent work, Ted. Oh, thanks. If the rebellion ever happens, I hope it's bloodless. How dare those filthy insurgents raise their banner amid such a sacred space? Ted, you must burn it at once. Didn't you tell me not to touch or damage anything? Huh, this is an exception. Very well, if you will not do it, then I will. But your benevolence, I thought you were not supposed to come in here. For once, the strange customs of this kingdom are working in my favor. There's something under the banner. A microphone? What's this doing here? Someone trying to record something with it? Oh, surveillance. Right. So this is water. This is a water source that supplies the inner sanctum spring. It flows through the channel built into the floor before heading out. Lady Kira used this sacred water to wash the taint of battle from her body. Also not red like the water in the spring. Looks like an order from Dirk. What's this? Let me see that. I thought you're not supposed to touch anything in here. This is an exception. Now hand it over. Let's see here. Oh, holy mother. What? What does it say? It is an order intended for that rebel named Dats. It reads, after the Wright, infiltrate the palace under the guise of the returning Lady Kira costume, and search for clues about that incident from 23 years ago. Dirk. 23 years ago? He must mean the assassination of Queen Amara. I wonder what the rebels are up to. It's intriguing and all, but it doesn't seem related to the case at hand. This will not do. I must warn my mother at once. No need to do that. This order will never be carried out. Lady Kira's costume is still here, and Abbot Immi is no longer able to aid the rebels. I knew that. A large stone slab. It's shaped like a magatama. Looks rather unstable. I bet it tipped over in an earthquake. What's that earthy, grass-like smell? It's the smell of the moss that covers the stone. Oh, so the shaggy green stuff is moss. Looks like some of the moss about halfway up has been disturbed. I wonder why that is. One quick touch couldn't hurt, right? Whoa! Slab's starting to wobble. What's happening? What have you done to the sacred space? Nothing. All I did was nudge it a little. I knew it looked unstable. Probably not best to touch it again. There's a Plume Punisher calendar here. Ah, now I understand. The villains of the Plume Punisher are based on the insurgents. Watching the show must have roused their ire against Lady Kira. I doubt that's it. Look! What is it, Barbed Head? Plume Punisher clock. Why, I believe it's a limited edition promotional item given to the 50 lucky viewers. This rare item plays a Plume Punisher theme song every hour. Hand it over now, Barbed Head. She snatched it away from me. No matter what she says, Rafa is definitely a huge fan. What a fine item. And this switch, if I'm right... I sing this as if I know it. I don't know the Koreanese version. Even though it's basically the Steel Samurai theme, it's just different enough to trip me up. Yes, now I see. The insurgents who use this room must be Plume Punisher fans. That may be so, but I don't see how it's relevant to this case. Anyway, back to it. It says your door rotates when you pull this chain. I see. Then you must shut the door and destroy its mechanism. That would deprive the insurgents access of this place. But wouldn't that trap me in here? Not to worry, I would come visit you once a year. She's actually serious! What's this? A bloodstain? Should probably try to figure out what happened in here. Do not tamper with any evidence before the police arrive. The police? Hey, that reminds me. Emma gave me something just for times like these. I thought it might help you in your investigation. Here, it's all yours. I wanted to bring you a bunch of other forensic tools, but they were too confiscated at the airport. Luminol testing fluid. This actually might come in handy. Luminol testing fluid glows in reaction to even the tiniest traces of blood, so it can even detect areas where blood has been wiped. Might help us figure out what happened in here. Okay, time for science to do its thing. First, let me put on these red tinted glasses on to see the luminals glow. Let me just touch wherever I want to spray some luminol. Areas where there was blood will react by turning blue. Oh, okay. Okay, just use the cursor for that. So obviously here. Oh my god. The chops on this human. It also doesn't help that the walls are so fucking thin. Oh, there we go. It's a huge blood stain. Something big must have happened here. Perhaps the High Priest's blood flowed into there from under the warband statue. There's definitely a lot of blood here, but it's impossible to say much else at that point. I'll just take a picture for now. Oh, right. Luminol reactions don't show up in photos. I just have to take some notes. That should do it. Didn't notice before, but the bloodstain looks like it was smeared away in one place. Is it because the warband revolving door passed over it? Well, I think that covers about everything here. Hey, Emma. Mr. Wright, you should have come in here before the police. Sorry, but I was in a hurry. I didn't do anything I wasn't supposed to. Your benevolence can attest to that. It is your fault for being so slow. I expect the police to work faster and more efficiently. Sorry. Well, Barbted, have you not already seen enough? I guess it's about time I got back to the temple and go over everything I learned. May 11th, Temple. Welcome back, Mr. Wright. How'd it go? Unfortunately, I didn't find anything conclusive. No way. I do not understand, Barbted. What don't you understand? Why you did not commit any misdeeds during your investigation. After all, lawyers ply their trade primarily through illicit means and methods. What? Who told you that? My mother. I'm saying she was wrong. No, that cannot be. He must have committed some sort of misdeed right under my nose. If that were so, she wasted her whole day following me around. What is it? Prosecutor Subbody has needed me. What's going on? I must go perform a divination seance for Parade Zealot. It is our custom for the prosecution to review its contents before a trial begins. I see. Third time will be the charm. My insights will finally bring you to your knees tomorrow. And I will teach that neophyte practitioner a lesson. Looks like the Royal Priestess is back with a vengeance. You made a full recovery from when we first started the investigation earlier today. I look forward to seeing you in court, your benevolence. Your overconfidence will be your downfall. Your faith in your friends is yours. You will not look so confident when I am finished with you tomorrow. Your faith in your insights is yours. I actually am not really looking forward to seeing her tomorrow, especially without any solid evidence. Why don't we go over everything you know so far? Alright. Let's see here. Blade Zealot was killed during the rite with Lady Kira's dagger. Maya's fingerprints were found on it. Doesn't sound very good. I know. It's the very definition of being up a creek without a paddle. The day before his murder, Zealot enjoyed a meal with the High Priest, his wife, and Maya. I also learned about spirit channeling here in Krain. Now that sounds very helpful. No, but I did hear something interesting. That the rebel hunting Lady Kira might be working for the Justice Minister. What? Really? Our kingdom is supposed to be ruled through faith and laws. We can't allow the people to be controlled by fear and violence. Albie, that sounds like something a rebel might say. It does. But if that Lady Kira really is one of the ministers, really one of Minister Anger's subordinates, that would exonerate Miss Maya. Unfortunately, I have no way of proving it in court. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, I almost forgot about the secret rebel hideout we found at the Inner Sanctum. There was a bloodstain inside, but I don't know if it is connected to this case, though. Wow, a secret room at the Inner Temple? That would be a huge hit with the tourists. This kid is really an entrepreneur at heart. What I mean is that hideout could be important to your case. Maybe, but it's still too early to tell. Looks like I'm heading into court without any useful evidence. We'll just have to pray something appears during tomorrow's trial. Mrs. Raven's divination seance might be my only hope. That's me! That's the one who said it. You're right, Albie. There could be some new information in it that might help. The divination seance? But I thought it always worked against the accused. Not always. Right. It's like Dirk used to say. The royal priestess's insights are just another piece of evidence. Really? I never heard anyone say that before. It's hard to figure you out sometimes, sir. The divination seances work both ways before the Defense Culpability Act. It's only now that the people of Korean find it strange. Mr. Wright, I just wanted to say, good luck tomorrow. Thanks. I can't afford to lose this next one. Collected all sorts of information, but I haven't started connecting the dots. If I could do that, I might have a shot at pulling off a win. Rifa's insights will be the deciding factor. Huge gamble, but it's all I've got. To be continued. Damn right I'm saving the game. Okay. So, we're gonna end it off here. It's still rather early in the night, but I do have to get up early again tomorrow. Because I want to get my my car inspection done. Just so I can get that off my plate. And that means I have to be at the DMV before 8 o'clock. Regardless. Next time, we'll go into the trial. That gives me a lot more motivation than going through an investigation section. So hopefully, again, I'm not making any promises. Hopefully next week, next Wednesday, we will do the second trial day and possibly finish up this case, depending on how long it goes. But for now, as I said, we're going to end it off here. So, what is going on for the next few days? Frankly, not much. Usually we would have a stream during the weekend on Chris' channel for Pokemon, which I did mention we are doing earlier. However, it's going to be a busy weekend, so that's not happening. Sunday is a no-go, and that leaves us with Monday, where Chris and I will be back with some more Virtue's Last Reward. In terms of anything else, I don't have any more Chris Hills footage recorded. I actually meant to do some this afternoon, but I didn't get to because I slept until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Or 4:30. So I don't know about that. After the stream's done, I will be at least taking the steps to transfer the Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE stream over from last night from the Twitch channel, so that should be up within the next couple of days. And that's really about it. In terms of stuff coming up in the future, as I said before, the group streams that we do on Saturdays here, our next one is going to be Three Houses, and the plans have already been made and solidified for the first run. We just have to get to it, but it's probably not going to happen until maybe mid-January, not mid-January, early January. So I will keep you guys informed as much as I can. Anything else? That's not it. That's it on my end. On Chris's end, as I said before, there are the Pokemon streams that have been happening. He's also just been working on a lot of his own content, though what specifically I don't know at the moment. He has a lot on his plate. PJ and Suzie are both still on extended hiatuses. Their channels are not dead, despite how long there's been a lack of content. Their channels are not dead. But as usual, I want to give a special shout out to Suzie's second channel, Rowan Rose. She is a fantastic artist, and all of her art is there. If you watch our Pillar streams, some of her art is actually included in the game. She drew the portraits for my main character, Parshi, and we incorporated that into the game. So if you haven't already, definitely go check her stuff out. That being said, go check out all of these channels. We love what we do. We have varying different types of commentary and different types of games that we play. And even if stuff is not being uploaded now, there's stuff in the past that can be taken a look at. So definitely go check it out. And if you do like what you see, perhaps consider giving it a like, commenting. If you want to keep up, there's always that subscribe button, and if you do, click that bell so you're notified of everything that we do when we get around to it. Because it's always nice to know that you guys are enjoying the stuff as much as we enjoy putting it out. With that said, there's the fifth member of our group, who just left Smiley. She doesn't have a channel per se, but she joins us from time to time. There is a project that I'm working on in the background that's kind of a return to something that has been on hiatus for way too long that she is included in. She's also included in the Pokemon streams that's going on over on Chris's channel, and will be included in Three Houses as well. The five of us get together every week, sometimes not always in the same instance, but we try to hang out, have fun, sometimes make content and do other things. We do it because it's fun. You know, we wouldn't be doing it otherwise. At least that is kind of the main hope. We would not be doing it otherwise if that was the case. And to prove that point, there are so many other projects on the horizon that we have to do. For every stream day on this channel alone, not to mention other channels, we have a whole list of games for each day. So we're not going anywhere anytime soon. As an audience, I want to thank you guys as well for joining us on all of these wacky adventures. Whether you are actively talking to us in the chat, whether you're lurking, whether you're watching this later in video form, whether you have this on as background noise, in whatever capacity you turn on this content and hopefully enjoy it, I thank you for taking time out of your days to do so, and hope that you continue to stick around and be involved in future projects as well, whether you are in the comments, whether you're in the chat. Just thank you, and yeah, we'll be around, so hopefully you will too. But I'm gonna head on out now. I'm gonna try to enjoy the rest of my night. So, without further ado, thank you guys for watching, and if you don't care about anything else that was listed, I will see you guys here next week for some more Straight Up Justice. Otherwise, I will catch you guys around the channel within the next few days. See you guys later. Good night, everybody.